All right, well, hello everyone. So we're doing a Zenless Zone Zero's pre-release special program today. I apologize if my voice is a little uh different. I just woke up, so excuse me. I'm a little sleepy, but the stream starts in about 14 minutes, so we're gonna check this out. I don't know if we're gonna be playing Wuthering Waves after, because I'm going to need to upload it and stuff like that and things like that. But we'll get to it when in a little bit. So hop over. Oh, right. The like there before I forget. To be honest, I mean, I don't play all of Mahoyo games. Like, for example, I don't play Tears of Themis. So I don't know exactly how much I will play this game. I'll probably still download it and try it out, but I kind of wanted to watch the special release program because hey, it's a pre-release program, and it'll hopefully tell us about the game and the ins and outs and who's rollable first and things like that. So apparently it's going to release on July 4th too, so that's actually kind of special. It'll be Independence Day for in America. Also too, it's like most of the time Genshin Hoyo characters are pretty well designed, so oh, used to be. Oh, hi broski skillet. Long time no see. What am I looking forward to? Um, no, I guess just more about, learning about the game and exactly what it is because I'm not a really big fan of like fighting games in the sense of like, oh, you go to the stage, you fight, you leave. I like being able to move around like in Genshin or Honkai Star Rail or that type of thing. But I guess I'm kind of looking forward to the characters. I like a lot of the characters. There's one character there that they haven't shown, or they have shown her, but I don't think she's playable right away. She's this fox samurai lady. She teams up with the little blue Oni girl, and I remember back in the day I first saw her and I was like, oh gosh, I really like her. And but then she's not on the currently on the docket. Although, as far as I know, they haven't like destroyed her or anything. She's still around. She's just not playable yet. So maybe she'll be in like 1.1 or 1.2, whatever. Hopefully, they don't do a Paizu with her and she doesn't come out for like 3 years. Which I don't see why they would, but who knows? I mean, it's like putting it in comparison to like Honkai Star Rail with Sunday. It's like kind of expected him to come out before Petticody was over, and now it's like, oh no, he's in jail and maybe might be wandering around and might become a Stellaron hunter and yada yada before he becomes playable. Which, considering all of the um, stuff they have for him, all the promotional materials, things like that, I'm pretty sure he's definitely going to be playable. He's just not playable right now, which I guess makes sense in the story when you think about it, because it's like he just went through all of this garbage and he needs time to go find himself. And so if he does go and join up with Elio and the Stellaron Hunters, then he's going to be doing a sort of finding himself, coming with his own dreams, and then he'll become playable, you know, possibly after he gets in our way a couple more times. Who knows? I don't know. But we'll have to see. But yeah, with episodes here, I like the character size. You're gonna be I like the character designs. I like the general vibe of it, I guess. But I'll have to see just how much I like playing the game, or if I continue with it. Chat is full. I glance over and it's just negative comments. I'm like, okay. I'm in it for the furries. Yeah, it is kind of nice that they got that wolf guy. I was like, that's a bold move, but he's a cool looking wolf. You know, even if you're not into him, like, you know, in that certain way, he's still cool. He kind of reminds me of, if you've ever seen the movie Summer Wars, there's a character there called King Cosma. He is a big white rabbit. He is so super cool. You know, maybe I could bring up a picture. Yeah, here we go. This guy. This is King Cosmo. He's from Summer Wars. He's very cool, especially when you see him in action and everything, and during the animation. Super cool character. But he kind of reminds me of the wolf, or the wolf guy kind of reminds me of him. So kind of interesting. Um, Also, the person who said that, it was just stuff like oh, Genshin could never, and Wuthering Waves is better, and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yeah, why? You know? It's like everybody's all excited, and you're throwing, and these people are throwing in negativity. It's just like, shoot, go away. I'm gonna close. That's why I'm closing that chat, because I'm just like, I don't want to glance over and see that. I want to enjoy the program. So also, I guess too, the little bunny guys here, they're cute. I did the one uh, web event a long time ago with the whole cooking and making sandwiches. It was just very quaint. So if they have quaint stuff like that in the game too, and it's not just all fighting, 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 then um I'll appreciate the game more, everything. So, but we'll have to see. I'm sure with this one they'll talk about like what characters are going to be, you know, playable first, what events they're going to have, etc., etc. Yeah, I know. Well, I think it's unfortunately it's kind of like that is somewhat what they're known for. Although at least with Genshin, they've kind of held back on a lot of it. Like there's sad stuff, and there's stuff that you could like find. There's like, ooh, this guy got, you know, off screen and stuff like that if you go look, but it's definitely a lot more tame than, let's say, Honkai. I mean, the whole thing about um Lumine and Ether, like the last one where they met and they couldn't touch because of the whole, you know, thing, and all a whole bunch of, oh, we're gonna forget this, we had this conversation, and which is really, you know, which is really sad. But at least it's not something like, oh, all of this is just a dream, or I'm not actually here, I died thousands of years ago, or something, you know. And they also, that Kari Bear gave us that picture, so even if we don't remember it, we can look at the picture and go, oh, we actually got to be near our sibling, we will find you and we will see you again, type of idea. I think the only thing is that when they add in a lot more of the sad to anything that has Honkai on it. They have like Gun Girl Z, which is a Honkai 2D scroller, and then you've got Honkai Impact Third, and then you've got Honkai Star Rail, and those games have a lot of the sad in it, which I think is the reason why is because people came to expect it. I mean, when Genshin came out, excuse me, when Genshin came out, there were a lot of people who were all like, "Oh yeah, Genshin players, you better suit up. You're gonna watch playable characters get killed and blah 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 blah." And it was just like, like, "Oh, Venti's got a whole bunch of red flags on him," and I'm just like, "Please stop talking." Like, I don't want to hear this whole thing about you guys being super negative. That's why I quit Honkai Impact pretty much, because I got tired of the sad. I don't want it to go over to Genshin, so please stop saying it. And then of course Venti is fine. I think also too it's the fact that Genshin works off of a different pattern than Honkai Impact Third. Because like with Honkai Impact Third, you had, at least previously, I don't know really much right now, but you had two storylines. You had the main storyline, and then you had the event storyline. They called it the Captain Verse in the fandom. And basically, it was in the Captain Verse, characters could get used and reused and brought back to life, and so on and so on and so forth. Because it was like, if the character exists or if it's made, it could continue to be used. So it's like Himiko could die in the main story, but then in the events, she's perfectly fine, more or less, and is, oh, she is there in the kitchen with all of us. It was that whole idea. So that way, it was kind of a, oh, you're still advertising or being able to advertise with your for your 5 stars and stuff like that, even if they are killed off in the main story. With Honkai Star Rail, if you notice, the only characters that are actually killing off are 4-star characters, which they don't, I'm going to assume, make a lot of money off of anyway and are getting put on the standard. So as long as they're not killing off any 5 stars, then, I think they'll be able to skirt the line. Because Honkai Star Rail works off on also a different pattern than Honkai Impact. With Genshin, if they killed off a main character, well, now that, or a 5-star character or whatever, or any character, it's like, okay, well, now you can't really have them in your story anymore because there's only one story in Genshin. And now you just lost your ability to advertise. Or yeah, I guess it's advertised for that character in the game itself. So, 60 seconds. So yeah, I guess it will depend on this one on if they have 2 storylines. If they do, I'd be kind of like, okay, yeah, you're probably going to end up having maybe characters passing away. And if they don't, well, I mean, I should say this one isn't Honkai. It's not Honkai. It's Zenless Zone Zero, which is a completely separate thing. So I don't know who's the director for it. So that might have something to do with how sad it's gonna be, but we'll check it out. Flirting with character death. Yeah, it's true. Although if you look with Farina's whole thing, Farina lives, and we know she lives. I think that's the thing in Genshin. They flirt with it. Like there was that one event where like Zhao was falling and everybody was like, "Oh no, Zhao, he's gonna actually die," and then he got saved at the last minute by Rex Lapis or Zhongli, and it's like, okay, phew, right? I think the only character they've killed off in Genshin is Signora, and apparently they never planned on her having her play playable anyway. She was always a monster model. Oh, here we go. Actually, let me mute that because apparently Twitch calls that a copyrighted song, and it'll mute my stream, and you won't be able to hear anything I say. So we will unmute it in a minute. But yeah, I think it's like that's with Genshin. It's like they flirt with the idea to give it a little bit more like, but if you notice, like right after Signora's death, I think there must have been so much an outcry that they might have decided to pull back on the whole death aspect. Because if you noticed afterwards, oh, here we go.
Can we stay awake? Watch it all fall, yeah, we watch it all break. How long till we all fade away? How deep are we gonna sink? Before we know it, we'll be losing our dreams. How deep before we all fade away? So where do we go? 不知道从哪点起，天上的电视机里，我抱有让时代工作心机，放你手的沉默代理委托的生活，对抗堕落的困兽，找寻逃脱的十字相就坠落，凛冽的风大带着我的美丽，抛去狂妄自大的骗子的想法和现实对垒，越过这台阶去寻找那规则 ，It's like magic， 去突破把别人驱散灰色。All I wanna say, we all have the same desire.
Cool song. I like this song. It's really hype.
You better hide inside the eye of the storm. You better run, you better hide inside the eye of the storm. You better run, you better hide inside the eye of the storm. Run. You better hide, you better run.
"欢迎收看《绝区零前瞻特别节目。大家好，我是你们老朋友大伟哥。
大家好，我是绝区零制作人振宇。
振宇啊，刚刚短片打斗
producer
真是张力十足，感觉爽极了。
是的，在绝区零的开发过程中，我们努力想要做一款让玩家爽的游戏。就剧情来说，我们希望为大家带来寓意理解、充满张力的爽快故事。当然，大家想要的剧情跳过功能也必不可少。在绝区零中，我们觉得应当把选择权交给玩家。无论多么用心打磨的内容，大家都可以自行选择是接受还是跳过，这样才爽。那具体剧情是什么？不要着急，看完这个短片，我们再来一起揭晓。
A disaster that devours the world, the Hollows. What should you do if you're trapped in a hollow?
Oh my.
Apocalyptic Neverland. Immersive narrative. Action-packed novelty. Welcome to New Eridu.
That's neat.
大家好，我是绝区零的编剧九九，欢迎大家来到新爱丽都。即使外界已是末日，文明的火种还在这座城市延续，在这里你依然是安全的，只要你不进入空洞。所谓空洞，就是这漆黑的球体，它是一种未知的高危超自然灾害，也是让世界沦入末日的罪魁祸首。它的内部空间失序混乱，宛如迷宫，普通人进入一定会迷失其中。此外，空洞内还会产生名为蚁骸的怪物，它们强大、危险，并且对一切外来生命都充满敌意。而比迷失和怪物还要可怕的，则是空洞内产生的神秘物质蚁态。它带有强烈的异化侵蚀能力，会逐渐将困在空洞内的人转化为蚁骸。任何智慧生命，甚至是搭载了广义上的智能硬件的机械都无法逃脱。不过万事都有其两面，蚁态在带来诅咒的同时，也是一种稀有资源。新爱丽都正是依靠着采掘和利用蚁态物质的技术，才得以成为末日中的奇迹之城，发展壮大。对蚁态资源日益增长的需求，催生出了空洞调查协会这类职业行会。他们有着新爱丽都的官方支持，会定期派遣调查员进入空洞内进行灾情调查和资源的采掘，是新爱丽都空洞产业的重要组成部分。而除了专业机构，还有其他各式各样向空洞发起挑战的奇人异事，比如神将。这些人呢，是空洞探索方面的专家，专注于研究让人们从空洞中平安脱离的方法，是串联起空洞探索的关键人士。而我们故事的主人公哲、林兄妹正是一对神将，而且是拥有独特本领，在业界颇有名气的神将法额童。每当接到委托时，兄妹俩便会化身法厄童，与各类身怀绝技的搭档们一起向空洞发起挑战。绝区零的故事便从这里开始。
That girl. That one of the fox, that's what I was talking about. Wow, look at all these characters. I don't think we've seen most of these before. Ah, there's some tried and true ones. Hey.
这些各具特色的团队就是哲林兄妹负责指引的合作搭档，是亲赴空洞一线的代理人们。怎么样，大家是不是看到了不少熟悉的身影？比如万能事务所狡兔屋，作为在新爱丽都街头摸爬滚打多年的老字号，他们靠着机灵矫智，在这座城市里捕捉机遇，左右逢源。还有工程建设行业里崛起的新秀白旗重工，以勇气、技术和团结挑战空洞，建立起了属于自己的名誉和声望。我们当然不能忘记维多利亚家政，在现代都市里为客人们奉上古典家政服务的非古典家政们，优雅总是和神秘相伴，他们的故事还等着你我进一步揭晓。除了这些让人安心的老朋友，我们还有许多新伙伴正热切期待着与大家见面。他们中有些来自维护城市秩序与和平的治安局，向所有遭遇困难的市民伸出援手，不论是在空洞还是在街头。有些则来自处理空洞灾害的特化机构，作为应对未知挑战的精锐小队，他们是新爱丽都制衡灾难的长刀利剑。还有些甚至在都市之外，乘着机车和重卡自由驰骋于外环旷野，拥护着一套独特的生活方式。还有一丝不苟的防卫军士官和他的小队，以及先前惊喜亮相的小小偶像。除开上述已公开的内容，我们今后还有更丰富的故事和全新的阵营等待着和大家见面。不过，对未来的畅想先放在一边，眼下委托已经收到，代理人们也准备完毕，让我们先欣赏下大家的身手吧。
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't a Bleach reference.
说起绝区零的战斗模块啊，大家也经常提到爽这个词。那对于构建爽这个概念，绝区零制作组是如何思考的呢？
首先，从制作维度上，我们认为爽这一件事一定是先建立于动作表现和打击反馈。我们在战斗表现设计的核心追求是极致的细节和恰到好处的表现。比起夸张的特效或者随意的正品，我们更倾向于以帧为单位去校准和打磨所有的动作和特效。相信只有让画面干净，才能够充分向大家展现动作之美。
也就是说啊，优秀的打击感是不能错过一点细节的。
是的，为了让神将更容易地获得爽快体验，在进攻的行为上，我们设计了连携系统。神将操作代理人攻击敌人，会使其累积失衡槽，也就是那个黄色的资源条。当失衡槽积满时，且释放相应的攻击后，敌人会进入失衡的状态。此时神将可以选择代理人释放对应的连携技。当然，除了在进攻端上为神将提供爽感，我们也在防守端上给大家提供更多的选择。极限支援系统说的直白一点，当敌人的攻击发出黄光的瞬间，我们切换代理人就会触发相对应的极限支援。极限支援不但能打断敌人的动作，触发极限支援后还能进一步追击。我们希望能在进攻和防守侧都拉满节奏和爽感。
这套战斗系统啊，听起来很新鲜刺激啊，真想试试。但根据敌人的行为去做反应啊，这件事情会不会有点复杂呢？
这就是我想补充的。绝区零提供爽感的最后一块拼图，低门槛、高上限。我们所有的设计都想让没有动作游戏经历的玩家也能获得爽感。同时，对于有动作游戏经历的玩家，我们也能提供足够的上限。这件事情我们有充分的自信。
那人人都可以轻松体验到爽快刺激的战斗了。
没错。
I'm glad. I was worried it was going to be too hard.
大家好，我是绝区零的策划小歪。仅仅只有上面的战斗系统还是不够的。为了挖掘更丰富的战斗体验，我们还设计了许多具有不同战斗策略的代理人。这次公测版本，我们也将推出2个全新的代理人。
在刚才的视频里啊，我就已经注意到了。
是的，请看。派派在卡里东之子阵营中担任司机，作为物理属性异常特性的代理人，他能逐渐为自身累积动力，最终一举消灭敌人。火属性支援代理人露西则可以带领着亲卫队小猪痛击他的敌人，并为全队代理人提供增益效果。
角色演示啊，看得我真是意犹未尽啊！除了这2位代理人呢，还有其他代理人可以再展示下吗？
没问题，那我们再看看这2位。
Oh, shark girl. That eye roll she did, like, oh.
艾莲是冰属性强攻代理人，具有强大的战斗能力，是维多利亚家政内的武力担当。而朱渊作为以太属性强攻代理人，他的爆发输出能力更为人称道，其干练的职业态度在治安局内也是有口皆碑。另外，本次公测版本新增了主线第3章与维多利亚家政相关，以及2章间章和治安局相关的故事，艾莲和朱渊也将在其中登场。对了，大伟哥，刚刚场上活跃着的邦布，实际上也可以在战斗中起到辅助作用。
邦布，你是说那个小东西？
对，在设定中，邦布是一种应用非常广泛的个人智能设备。在新爱丽都的日常生活中，我们也可以碰见形态各异、用于各种用途的邦布。
那这些邦布能参与战斗，进一步的强化爽感吗？
当然。在战斗中，邦布不仅会根据场上的局势主动使用技能参与战斗，同时也可以参与到连携技的触发当中。
邦布又可爱又能打，一定讨大家喜欢。
没错，为了呈现出最好的效果，我们对邦布的动作和玩法也是再三打磨，花了很多心血在上面。
花了这么多心血，邦布还不做商业化，是有什么考量吗？
没什么特殊原因，就是为了爽。
It just feels satisfying. We're not charging for it. Cool.
哦，感觉绝群真的很有个性啊。不过虽然帮布可以免费抽取啊，但帮布券能从哪里获得呢？
帮布券主要通过游戏里的活动和玩法获取。根据之前测试中神将们的反馈，我们增加了对应活动帮布券的奖励。此外，大家之前反馈不爽的帮布池歪的问题，我们也进行了改进。以后帮布池不会歪了，大家也可以在调频中自选喜欢的帮布。
啊，
关键还是要让大家爽。
大伟哥，你要不要也试着拍两下？
好啊。
Coffee. Actually, kind of neat.
你们怎么还给心爱丽的咖啡店做了广告？
I
是
don't
的，
know. It
我
was
们认为
very
这是个态
relaxing,
度
though.
当绝区灵被放入市场与其他产品竞争时，我们希望能在大家心中留下一个非同寻常的烙印，所以我们在很多细节上加入了设计感和趣味性。因此，每个店铺、每个场景，我们都试图以最有魅力的方式去设计。我们认为，只有足够用心和精益求精，才能够让神将在游玩时感到爽。而作为创作者，我们发现这些细节能够引起大家共鸣时，自己会感到满足。
大家都爽
A bunny girl
属于是神将们和绝取灵的双向奔赴了。那这次新爱丽都啊，都会迎来哪些变化呢？
这次新爱丽都会迎来超乎想象的重大更新。可以这么说，过去神将的活动区域仅仅是公测的一半左右。
We're gonna go
只有
back
一
over
半
all
吗？
this because this
意
is
思是
really
游戏
cool.
面貌是和上次测试截然不同了。
是的，随着活动区域的拓展，不但意味着我们有了更广阔的叙事舞台，也代表着我们可以给到神将更有层次的内容体验。新开放的光影广场、各类特色的活动区域，以及主角生活的6分街，共同构建出了一个更具象化的新爱丽都。当然，尽管量上去了，但绝区灵一贯强调内容精度，我们仍然会提供细腻动人的人文感受。我们就先从主角工作室 Random Play 的变化说起吧。这次我们为哲和林新增了2楼卧室。
哦，神将终于能在床上睡觉啦！
根据角色性格的差异，2个卧室的装潢也是截然不同。
这就睡了，是想暗示睡觉了也会有什么事情发生吗？
除了休息这个功能以外，我们还进一步强化了代理人信赖度事件的代入感。范围也不局限在2楼，刚刚我们看到的新爱丽都各个角落都会有类似的事件等待神将的挖掘。
那是不是将来有一天啊，可以主动邀请代理人见面呢？
不用等将来，这次我们就能够通过私信的方式主动邀请代理人。接下来，我们就和朱渊在新地区光影广场碰头吧。
You can meet them in the overworld. Oh, nice.
真是一次美丽的邂逅啊！说起来啊，这次我们还可以对哪些代理人进行邀约呢？
凡是在主线章节中已经登场的代理人，公测版本都能够进行邀约。我们也提供了更多趣味性的探索体验。
哦，不过我还蛮担心各位神将逛迷糊了。
没关系，神将们可以咨询喵吉长官，也就是这个大玩偶，
Officer
通过他
Mew Mew
可以知道一些现在需要做的事情。
Are you two willing to contribute to Erido's well-being? Let's spirit.
前面提到这次会有更多趣味性的体验，有什么可以先和大家分享的吗？
Hello.
在新爱丽都街道的各个角落都有着等待神将助人的帮助，以及需要去
It's been
探索
pretty cool.
寻找的卡格车。
Also, thank you for the follow, I think.
聊了这么多啊，其实我们可以回归到玩法。这次绝取灵的玩法有哪些更新呢？
那我们就先从0号空洞这个玩法开始。首先，我 我们为0号空洞这个长期玩法特意定制了一个专门的场景，也就是现在我们眼前的斯科特哨站。远处那个巨大的空洞就是0号空洞在游戏内真正的样子。
这比我想象的还要震撼呢。但制作组是出于什么目的啊，才会为了一个玩法去制作一个场景呢？
我们相当重视大家的长期游玩体验，除了更新基本的挑战内容和高额奖励这个思路以外，我们也希望0号空洞成为我们游戏内容呈现的一个重要舞台，甚至有关键代理人的剧情也会在此处展开。同时0号空洞也会涉及到我们游戏内底层的世界观，在挑战高难肉鸽玩法的同时，神将们也能通过它进一步了解新爱丽都不为人知的秘密。
那就让我们来看看具体的玩法吧。刚刚闪光是什么情况？我获得了强化道具？
没错，在0号空洞内可以通过战斗或事件获得强化道具明辉。当持有4枚同类型的明辉时，还能获得一个额外的强化明辉，也就是刚刚看到的闪光。
这个事件看上去好像不一般。
随着与代理人之间信赖度的提升，在0号空洞内也可以触发更多有趣的特殊事件。它不但能带来专属的强化效果，还能进一步帮助神将了解代理人在空洞中独特的一面。
前面我们看到的信赖度系统啊，还会影响空洞中的代理人，这可太有意思了。
是的，我们的愿景是，不管是新爱丽都的街角，还是0号空洞内的事件，我们都尽可能让人物与周遭环境产生更多的联系，为大家呈现一个更真实的世界。
I've seen that game before. I haven't played it, but
这也是明辉吗？看这个样子
Like，
似乎和
matching something
前面提到的帮部有点关系。
是的，大家也可以在0号空洞的探索内以明辉的形式获得他们的帮助。
那岂不是意味着我们可以无成本在0号空洞内体验帮部？
这的确是制作组的理念，希望我们制作出的内容尽可能给神将带来体验，而不是负担。
啊，看来这也是可以提高神将们爽度的一种形式呢。
接下来就让我们进入 BOSS 战，结束本次探索吧。
it's nice that we get to move around a little bit. Apparently, you could only use your main character, but here. But it makes sense because the main character is kind of like the Doctor in Arknights. They don't fight. They're just like the support.
我在想啊，绝区林主打的体验是战斗，那是不是意味着我们可以期待更高规格的关卡呢？
没问题。实际上，过去我们一直在关卡上进行各方面的尝试，其结果就是拉力委托。我们提供了更连续的关卡体验。除了战斗以外，我们还尝试拓展了一些场景交互机制，并且融合了一定叙事元素。将来在时机成熟时，我们也会用这种形式去升级原有的玩法。
难道说这些走格子的玩法，为了有一天都会变成真实的场景关卡？
这是我们在关卡上的追求。绝区零在各个维度上持续进化，我们希望在体验上给到神将信心。简而言之，就是可迭代的爽感。我们会在玩法上持续投入精力，为各位神将带来更好的体验。
好，感谢小歪的分享。我相信绝区零的同学们啊，会不断给大家带来惊喜，让我们一起期待吧。前面已经说了很多关于爽的事啊，但我总觉得还差点什么。
我懂，道伟哥，既然铺垫了这么多，我也为大家带来了这次的公测福利。
Oh, goodies.
这次我们为大家准备了80抽的角色券，另外再加送80抽的帮部券。
那岂不代理人帮部全送了？我的别墅又被拆没了。
这也是为了让大家能更爽的玩我们游戏嘛。
那大家觉得爽不爽？
道伟哥，其实今天还有一件事情想跟你商量一下。我觉得还不够爽，要不我们再送20抽吧？大家说好不好
？20 balls.
为了神将们能爽，送都可以送。
谢谢大伟哥，让云云同学再送20抽。
Give another 20 balls.
那福利到这里就结束了吧？
还没完呢，
That's
道
pretty
伟
good.
哥，还有一份薄礼，别忘了。
哦，对，除了上面的公测福利啊，为了感谢大家今天观看直播啊，我们还准备了公测专用的兑换码。 各位神将可以在游戏上线后领取，大家可以先截图保存啊，游戏上线后1周内都可以使用哦。
within a week。
另外，我们还有一些其他公测内容及奖励啊，欢迎大家关注我们的官方社交媒体账号来了解。公测专属的事前网页活动也已经开启，感兴趣的神将千万不要错过。
从筹备这款游戏经历多年，绝区零终于与大家见面了。我作为绝区零的制作人，衷心感谢各位一直以来的支持，欢迎大家给我们多提意见，我们跟大家一起把绝区零越做越好。大家给予我们的耐心和陪伴，就是我们最好的支持。谢谢。
一步一个脚印啊，我也见证了我们新团队的成长，踏踏实实给大家提供真正的好的东西，也终于要迎来绝区零上线这一天了。
绝区零将于7月2日开放预下载，7月4日全平台公测，欢迎各位神将来体验新爱丽都的都市冒险生活，我保证绝不会让你们失望。
一个字，爽就完事了。7月4日，米哈游全新都市动作冒险游戏《绝区零》，让你爽个痛快。我们不见不散，拜拜。
Yo! Sunless Zone Zero is going online! Tons of freebies are up for grabs!
Idiot! You forgot to mention the Bukons!
That's a lot of stuff!
Okay. Gambling wins. Well, it's nice that they're giving us those pulls either to use right away or save them. One thing I noticed though is they didn't talk about anything like banners or like who's coming first or what's going on. They talked a little bit about like the general like basis of the game. Like, I don't know if like this whole thing is like that, and this one is like, are these permanent events or are they limited time events? Because he says, oh, you build trust with the agents, which is going to take time. So I'm assuming it's a permanent event, but they didn't really talk anything about like limited events. They did mention, that's the combat. Yeah, they did mention about like these 4 ladies, but they didn't really tell us like, are these the banners? Are they doing 4 of them at the same time? Or is one a 5-star and one's a 4-star? I'm confused. I'm a bit confused. They didn't explain that. What does it? Maybe it says something. Yeah, single search available. 727. So this would be second phase. That she's an S rank.
作为以太属性强攻代理人，他的爆发输出能力更为人称道，其干练的职业态度在治安局内也是有口皆碑。
Okay, and then there's so much stuff happening, I didn't notice. Okay, yeah, and she's also an S rank. Okay, we get it. Yeah, so she's gonna be, her banner's gonna be right at the start. So it's a 7-4 here. And she's an S rank, so that means I guess she's a 5-star equivalent. And then this girl's also an S rank, but she's going to be available in the second phase. Not these.
派派在卡里东之子阵营中担任司机，作为物理属性异常特性的代理人，他能逐渐为自身累积动力，最终一举消灭敌人。 火属性支援代理人露西则可以带领着亲卫队小猪痛击他的敌人，并为全队代理人提供增益效果。
角色演示啊，看得我真是意犹。
They don't show us their cards, so I don't know if they're 4 stars. I guess they are. If they're only doing the 1 banner per phase to start off with, then this is going to be this one is the 5-star banner limited for first phase. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure it out because I'm so used to them doing it the other ways, like with Genshin and Honkai Impact and Honkai Star Rail, that the way they did it kind of left me. I was like, wait a minute, who is the 5-star? What's happening? So I'm assuming those 2 new girls are either they're either going to be 4 stars on ladies' banners, or they're going to be like, oh, they're 5 stars, but they'll come out in 1.1 or something like that. Like they're drip marketing, because we technically didn't know about them, so they might be drip marketing. But yeah. So I guess just a couple things before the premiere closes itself. I like the whole thing of being able to move around. I like the bedroom whole thing. It's like, oh, it's what a nice, quaint little place and stuff. And it said something about, let's see. He talked about making their rooms, giving them a second floor.
精度，我们仍然会提供细腻动人的人文感受。我们就先从主角工作室 Random Play 的变化说起吧。这次我们为哲和林新增了2楼卧室。
哦，神将终于能在床上睡觉啦！
根据角色性格的差异，2个卧室的装潢
The
也是
captions aren't working, but I know he said something about like, oh, it's personalized to each of their personalities. So there's a watermelon. Hello. But it's nice that it's like, oh, okay, here's like a nice place to log out, basically. So if we go back a second, that one. Yeah, here we go. Some of the newer characters.
向空洞发起挑战，绝区零的故事便从这里开始。
This is the girl I was talking about before. I really like her. I think she's really cool. I don't think she's playable right away, so it might be a save up for her, but I like her. I believe this lady's new. I've never seen her before. I like her too. She's... And then here's the only girl. I think this girl is new too. Yeah, this whole set is new. Other than it's like, I think the Oni girl is playable right away, and this character has been seen before but is not yet playable, and I think these 2 are so I like this whole team. I think this I like these people, their designs. Most of these people are new too. I believe we've seen this character before, but none of these people, so they're all new as well, which is pretty cool. Taylor make a team of furries. Yeah. I know also too, like they have the big bear guy, Big Ben, and yeah, this game is definitely on they're leaning more towards having anthropomorphic animals versus just having girls with animal ears and stuff like that, which is kind of bold because they haven't done that before. But I think they could pull it off. I think I like the designs of some of these characters. Like those 2 girls are new. Yeah, this guy, I just like him. He seems so much like a gentleman. a lady in the black with the black hair and a little bit of red is going to be the main hero on the second banner. Yeah, I saw that. Her thing says back a second. Wait. Yeah, her. Yeah, they said her banner is going to be 7/24. So 20 days after the game starts. Hurries. Yeah, well, I mean, those of them who buy the fursuits, those things are expensive, apparently. I know that I remember hearing a story one time where someone said, they were like, oh gosh, these, people, these people went to this convention and they completely wrecked their own fursuits and yada, yada, yada. And basically everybody was like, no, that is a lie. You know how much those fursuits cost? Like, a lot, apparently. And so it's like, nobody who actually spent all that money would intentionally ruin it. And anyone who actually is in the hobby would not ruin someone else's suit because of how much they understand how expensive it is. I mean, I don't know if anybody's like ever sued anybody about like, oh, you damaged my thing. It'd be like, like a car, like, oh, you wrecked my car. Now I'm going to do. Now I want my money back or whatever, or I want payment for fixes and stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not going to go into it too much because I don't know exactly how much those things are, but I've heard they're expensive. Probably. I don't think so, but it's kind of funny. But yeah. Yeah, going by these characters' designs, these ladies, I would think that they're probably 4 stars. They seem very, I guess you could say, like, thin. Like, they don't have a lot of detail, but I might be wrong. Sometimes character designs don't really matter on how what if they're S rank or A rank or whatever. And then there's Bellabog with Big Ben and those characters. So I find it funny that their team is called Bellabog, especially after the whole thing with the whatchamacallit, with Honkai Star Rail. It's like, oh, there's the Bellabog in Honkai Star Rail too. Short blonde lady looks very bland, generic. Well, I wouldn't call them bland, but they definitely are like not as flashy as like an S rank / 5-star character. But like I said, sometimes they can surprise you. So there's Billy. So yeah, lots of cool characters. It's kind of funny because like I haven't followed the game too much, but even seeing some of those characters like Billy and I don't remember what the wolf guy's name is, but seeing those characters and I'm just kind of like, oh, I know them in a way, but even though I don't, it's just because I've seen them before and they've kind of become very personable, I guess. I'll have to look up to see which of these characters are like standards and which are 4 stars and stuff like that, because like I think the new characters that are going to be on the banners there we go. But I think the 2 ladies that are going to be on the banners, I might drop a 10 pull or so on them if I'm, if I like the game enough. But I'll probably end up saving, if I like the game more than enough, then I'll probably save up for the fox lady that I really want, and a few other ones. Do like the shark lady though. Oh. But yeah, so there we go. Actually, you know what, before we leave, because I think the special program is, yeah, there you go. It conked out. That's why it was trying to load. It conked out. Let's take a look though at the Twitter. They probably have a bunch of stuff on the Twitter. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna hop over. Okay, so here we have. So let's put. Okay, so let's see. Official release July 4th on all platforms. It'll be releasing at 10 a.m. UTC 8 plus. Might be. Might be 10 p.m. That would be a bummer if it was that late. Program. Live streamer. Oh yeah, here's a voice actor reveal.
What can this little old trucker do for ya? You need a lift? Then buckle up, buddy.
I don't know why, but like, well, it makes sense why her name is Piper Wheel. I like that though. It's like, what does little trucker do for you? Hoya Fest. Oh, that starts in August. See what rank she just drip. A little bit for them. Your live stream calendar. I think they're kind of controlling that a little bit more. Okay, yeah. I don't say I feel a little bit of hype for the program, but or for the game, but I also feel kind of confused on like I had to like search to figure out, okay, wait a minute, who's coming first? What's going on?
Whether it's yourself or the world.
A pre-release special program. To watch TV. Can't wait to listen to the soundtrack. Yeah, if their music is as good as they have for Genshin and like Honkai Star Rail and things like that, it's definitely going to be really good. I mean, that song they played at the very beginning of the live stream, that was pretty good. I saw the guys with the helmets, and I was like, this kind of reminds me of Oh, what's that group called? Oh gosh, what was it? It's like Smash into Pieces or something? It's it's too early. My brain is not working. But yeah, they put this special release program like minutes before the actual one. Here's that. The way they move is so cartoony too. It's kind of funny. I'll do this part here. Back up a second. Oh, come on.
Yo, yo, yo! Sunless Zone Zero is going online! Tons of freebies are up for grabs!
that hip smack. I was like, whoa, Billy.
Idiot! You forgot to mention the Boopons.
That's a lot of stuff!
That is really nice though. It's kind of funny though that they're starting off with like, look, see, we can be generous. We're gonna be generous in this game. Don't worry. Which now if only the guys in charge of Genshin can be a little bit more visibly generous instead of, yeah, we put the stuff in the world, go find it. That's one of the things what I was talking about the other day. When people were complaining about like, oh, Genshin doesn't give away polls and all this stuff and you know, the Honkai series is so much more generous. It's like Genshin does kind of give that stuff, but it is spread out in the world and through the events and things like that. So it's more of a like, you gotta dig for it. It's kind of like the idea if you had two kids in two sandboxes, okay, and the one kid had all of their, like, let's say primo gems gone and buried in the sand, and then we're told, okay, they're all in there, go get them, and so the kid would have fun digging them up and finding all the primo gems. Meanwhile, the like Honkai Impact and Honkai Star Rail people are kind of like sitting in the sandbox, and then they have a butler come over and hand them the stellar jades and stuff on a platter, like, oh, here you go. And so it, like, in one hand it looks like the kid with the butler is getting so much more attention and is so much more, you know, giving, while meanwhile the kid in the sandbox is getting the same amount but is having fun digging it up, but it just looks different. I mean, there are definitely some instances where Genshin has kind of made the wrong choices when it comes to things like anniversaries and stuff. Like, anniversaries are when you're supposed, and like anniversaries and New Year's are when you're really supposed to be showing visibly the you know, the freebies and stuff, not hiding them in the sand. Because in those cases, it's like, yeah, you don't want to look petty in those two, especially when every other gacha game does it and it's like, oh yes, here's a whole bunch of stuff, okay, for their anniversary, because that's the whole pull of, hey, new people, come play our game, right? If the anniversary rewards or the like New Year's rewards aren't really that good, then a lot of new players are going to be like, you know, they're not very generous, even though they kind of are in an overall sense, but you have to go dig up the primo type of idea. Or restart brain. Understandable. Billy crazy for that. The whole thing is so kind of funny. I can see like Billy, Scroolum, and Boot Hill just hanging out together and just like chilling, like, yeah, we're robot bros. I think it's kind of funny. Right. But yeah, I think the that music video they had in the beginning, that was actually really good. Oh, special release program only lasted for oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, this is the one we watched. I got confused a second. I was like, wait a minute. Because they had oh, here it is, yeah. And this one was just basically like, this one was also 27 minutes long. Okay, no, maybe this is the whole thing. They just had a little bit of more preview advertisement stuff in the beginning. This piece here, I like this. This is really cool.
How long can we stay awake? Watch it all fall, yeah, we watch it all break. How long?
Well, the reason why it's on the daytime YouTube, Good Morning Light, yeah. Well, the reason why it's on daylight mode is because the night mode actually hurts my eyes. If I read white text on a black background for too long, my eyes actually start to hurt, and they I'll look away and I'll see like after images of all the words. So yeah, so I have to have it on light mode. But the thing is, I also am always in a well-lit room when I'm looking at this stuff. I don't do the whole, oh, looking at my phone or looking at my computer in the dark. Because it would also hurt my eyes. So yeah, I am a light mode person out of necessity. But I really like this music video.
Till we all fade away.
Talking about the music, like,
How deep are we gonna sink before we
this just starts off at a good point.
How deep before we all fade away? So where do we go? 我觉得从那边际天上的电视机里，我抱有让你是在工作心境，花里手的沉默带你委托的生活，对抗堕落的困兽，找寻逃脱的身子，像就坠落凛冽的风大带着我的美丽，抛退狂妄自大
It gets really hype too.
是对垒，越过这台阶去寻找那规则。It's like a magic， 去突破把别人驱散规则。What I wanna say, we all have the same desire. I come alive, burn in the night like wildfire. Find me in the gray zone, I'm following the stars. Forever running till I'm out of air in my life, fighting for the ones that are lost in the hollow. I know it's hard to see the end. It's hard to see the end. We're better, we'll make it out, my friend.
His buddy's a youth.
Run, you better hide inside the eye of the storm.
I really like it. I think it's hype.
You better hide inside the eye of the storm.
Wrong.
mean, I guess it could be. Still, don't push that hard. You'll hurt yourself. Okay, this is literal toilet humor. Okay. So yeah. So, but I thought the music was pretty good. If we want to start on the music, it's kind of funny because for what I've experienced from Zenless Zone Zero, it kind of gives me this it's kind of warm urban, like I tend to liken my things to food a lot sometimes. It's like a burger, right? Like it's one of those you know, it's cold and you go and you get a nice burger and it's nice and warm and you're just like, oh, this makes me feel so much better. And you're in the hot car or whatever with the heat on because it's cold outside and stuff like that. That's the kind of feeling Zenless Zone Zero kind of gives me. Maybe it's because of the sandwich event they did, but that's the type of feeling I get. So, but yeah, so, yeah, unfortunately, I think 10 o'clock. This one, yeah, at 10 a.m. UTC plus 8. I think UTC plus 8 is like China? I think so. 10 a.m. for me would be the opposite, so it'd be 10 p.m., which is kind of a bummer. Okay. Yeah. You can see here. So currently on my time, it is almost 8 o'clock in the morning. And for them, which I believe is China, it is almost 8 o'clock p.m. On the same day, at least. But yeah, so if I want to play Zenless Zone Zero on launch day, it'll be at 10 o'clock p.m. or past, which that's the one problem with living on the eastern side of America. Everything you get end up being late for everything because it's just you end up being late for everything just because everything else is like the max 3 hours, 4 hours ahead of you. That's why whenever they have something that's like coming out of California and they're all like, oh yeah, we're having it at 8 o'clock in California. I'm like, well, that's like 11 o'clock for me. 3 a.m. Oh. Well, I will say, at least in your case, even though it releases at 3 a.m., you'll be able to wake up and still play it on launch day. With me, if I don't play it at 10 o'clock, I won't be able to play it until July 5th, which will be after launch day. And then I won't be able to say, oh, I got to play it on July 4th on launch day. So at least it works out for you because then you can kind of be like, oh, if it starts at 3 a.m., waiting 3-4 more hours when you wake up at 6 or 7 isn't going to make a big deal. So, but I think that it'll be fine. Alrighty. Well, I think that is about it for Zenless Zone Zero for today. Yeah. That is an issue. That is one of the issues. But anyway. But yeah, so I think that's for Zenless Zone Zero. I do plan on playing Wuthering Waves a little bit later, but I don't know if I'm gonna stream it. I have to patch the whole thing, and they didn't really give a pre-download, so it might take a while. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and I will see you later. I think. Yeah, I'm planning on resting for over the weekend because I have some stuff to do. So I won't be streaming, but you will see me on for Hot Cocoa Corner again on Monday, and then we'll go from there. I'll definitely probably stream at the start of Zenless Zone Zero, even if it's just a hey, we started, and we can know that we starting on July 4th and so on. Also, too, it's kind of important for me because, like, I'm in America and July 4th is Independence Day. So, how cool would it be to be able to play like, this game on my Independence Day, right? Like that would be really, really a nice touch instead of like, oh yeah, July 5th, like random time. Um, but yeah. I'll have to look. We'll have to figure out what my schedule is for next week. But there you go. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you have a great rest of the day. I hope your pulls are good and that you get all of the furries or non-furries that you want. You make a whole team of them. And like I said, if you want to, you can follow my Twitter or my Discord. I post my schedules there so that you guys can know when I'm going to be streaming and stuff. I try to update the Twitch one too, so it'll reflect it it will reflect what I'm actually doing. But if you want like a write-up, it's there. Thank you so much for coming, Broski Skillet and Dark Ovidu, the original. Thank you guys so much for coming, and don't know there's a first chat from Dark Ovid. I don't know if he's the one that just followed me, but thank you for following me and taking me off of the 69. That was kind of embarrassing. but embarrassing. So now I'm a full 70, so nice. So thank you very much. All right. I will see you guys later. All right. See ya. Have a great weekend. Bye. Thanks for coming. See ya, broski.